And it is a kind of a wake-up call for us that our ability to manage our situation here and the number of positive cases by wearing face masks, by keeping social distancing, by avoiding large gatherings, by following the guidelines and restrictions, will keep us out of the jeopardy of going over these criteria. And we are still kind of on the margin in both of those criteria in terms of percent positive. We're below 5%, and we'll show that in a minute. I'll show you some other indicators that compare us with the other states that are on the list to show that there's really no comparison between the situation on the ground here in Delaware and the situation in those other states, which were really the target of their out-of-state quarantine. And we'll also talk today about the reopening of our schools. Both of these should be significant motivation for us to follow the guidelines, to follow the science, to take precautionary measures to keep ourselves and our families safe, and to do everything we can to keep our numbers low. Because as we'll see in a minute, the report that we've gotten from the special committee looking at the reopening of our schools, and Secretary Susan Bunting is Secretary of Education is with us today, really focuses on three different scenarios, which are a measure of the wellness, the health of the community in our state. And so it'll be a green category, which is the safest health condition in the state, a yellow category, which is a hybrid of good and bad, if you will, and a different approach, and then a red category, which is keeping schools closed, and we don't want to be there under any circumstances. And so it really is up to us, and if we ever needed a motivation to wear a face covering, to keep social distancing, to avoid large gatherings, this is the motivation, which is so that all our children, all our grandchildren, our neighbors' children can go to school and get more in-person instruction than they otherwise would have if the conditions on the ground don't warrant it. So we're going to reopen the schools in a safe and sound way with the objective of making sure that every student gets as much in-person instructional time as possible in a safe way, with the emphasis on being safe.